I swear to God, man, I'm not a Nintendo YouTuber. But beyond that, I swear to God, man, Nintendo has to be one of the weirdest companies in the world. And this situation is just purely indicative of this because you would think I've got a new video game coming out. I want people to play this video game. I've got Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door coming out. This is a big game. This is one of the biggest games of 2024 thus far for our system. So why? Why would you make it difficult to purchase this game? Why would you make it so that it is a struggle to buy the game that you created and you're releasing? Because that is what we are seeing with this situation right now, where it is damn near impossible to get your hands on a pre-order physical copy of Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door from some of the largest retailers in the United States. And it makes no sense. Self-sabotage. So we're going to talk about it today. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. But this is actually something that happened with Endless Ocean as well. It's just, well, Endless Ocean was Endless Ocean. People didn't really weren't hyped on that. I'm going to be very interested to see the sales statistics of that game. I actually picked it up digitally out of morbid curiosity, and well, I played it for a couple hours and I felt satisfied with my time with it. Satisfied as in I never really have to go back to it. However, with Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door remake, like this is a much bigger deal. This is something that people have been wanting for 20 years now. Like this game to be rebrought and put out on a new system with a brand new graphical engine and some enhancements done to it. And some de-hancements done with the 60 frames down to 30 frames, but hey, doesn't matter to a lot of Nintendo fans, so that's okay. But on the other side of the coin, if it matters to someone, don't get all pissy at them just because they're giving their opinion on it. So you would think Nintendo would want to have a lot of hoopla and hype for this. Currently unavailable. I cannot pre-order this on Amazon. What do you mean? What if I want to buy this game? And there's other retailers that are dealing with this right now as well. And it's a puzzling situation. I've seen a couple different theories out there. So I kind of want to talk about some of the different theories. And maybe we can figure out why this is happening. I've seen some people say that it's because of piracy. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, if you're worried about piracy, I don't think you're cutting off the Amazon supply. Amazon is not a mom and pop shop that could potentially sell it early. Amazon is not a review copy where people can get a review copy of the game and then dump it online, which I still think is what is happening, especially with bigger Nintendo Switch titles. So I don't think this really has anything to do with piracy. I think if you kind of equate it to that, like you're missing kind of part of the equation here because this is Amazon. Amazon's not shipping this out to you like a week early or something like that. This is the biggest retailer arguably in the world at this point in time. So to cut off the supply to them is a weird thing. I've also seen people say that this could be potentially because of Super Mario RPG, that Nintendo made too many copies of Super Mario RPG as far as physical were concerned, and they didn't sell all that well. Well, that's fine and dandy, like sour candy, if that's the situation with that. However, we're talking about pre-orders here. This is to kind of gauge like what the interest is in the game to see how many copies we should have ready to go on day one. Like, yeah, I'm not saying print 10 million copies on day one of this or anything like that, but have a bit of a reserve going on because, I mean, these games are going to sell. Like a lot of Nintendo Switch games, especially games like this, they kind of have a long tail to them. You know, they're games that sell over time. They don't fall off a cliff like, well, Metroid Dread did. No, they continue to sell, especially if you've got the fat plumber guy as the focal point of it. Mario games have a good tail end. Zelda games usually have a good tail end as well, especially in the modern era. So I don't see why this would be like a limited print run of this. I had no problem pre-ordering, the Nintendo World Championships that comes out in July, and you got to imagine that that's going to be a limited print run, especially when you're talking about the like collector's edition, that came with the gold cartridge and all that stuff. This is arguably your biggest game of 2024 thus far, and you're already capping it at the knees. You're already having retailers not be able to take pre-orders. And if they take pre-orders on it, some pre-orders are being refunded. This isn't the only game that's being impacted by this. You could look at Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. It's the same sort of situation happening with that. Pre-orders went up for Luigi's Mansion 2 HD on Amazon, and many people were given refunds because Nintendo was not supplying Amazon with the cartridges and the physical boxes in order to put this in the hands of their consumers. This isn't exactly something new. It's just something that people are taking a bit more notice with now that it's not Endless Ocean. So why are they doing this? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. When you look at the sales of physical stuff on the Switch, it's still pretty damn high. There's a reason why they still have a commitment with the upcoming system, the Nintendo Switch 2 or Ounce. I've seen people saying Ounce. What the hell is wrong with you? But whatever the system is going to be called, like you still have a commitment to your physical products. So you know that people like to buy physical products of Nintendo games, especially when we're talking about the cartridge, because the cartridge, you could pop that into your system. You don't necessarily have to worry about downloading additional stuff. It's future proof to at least some extent, but it's a lot more future proof than just a digital copy of a game is, because a digital copy can always be rescinded. Looking at you, Super Mario 35. What the hell was that? Why the hell was that a limited thing too? And another point, why the hell was Super Mario 3D All Stars a limited thing? Is anyone happy about that? Does anyone think that's a good idea? That's another topic for another day, though. I just find this puzzling. I find this bizarre. You want your games to sell as many copies as humanly possible. You want as many people to experience your game and have the ease of access to pick up these games. But not allowing it on Amazon, which is a website that I use like pretty much every day to buy crap because I don't feel like running to the store to sort of, negate Amazon, which is one of the biggest sellers in the world. It's a puzzling decision. And I don't know that we're ever going to get an answer to it. So we're going to have all these crazy theories about piracy or printing too many copies of a game. But whatever the reason may be, I still don't think the end justifies the means. If you have to deal with piracy, you've been dealing with piracy this entire time with the Nintendo Switch. This entire time you've been dealing with piracy. If you're worried about printing too many copies, don't print so many copies. Or if you think people are going to pick it up, here's a novel idea. Here's an idea, Nintendo. Put it on sale. There's these things called sales where you can make it like, $40 or something instead of $60 if it's not moving that well. And then you could, get some sales going for it. And then people will be happy. And then people will tell their friends. And then you jack the price back up. And then people are swarming in. They're like, hey, well, it's $60. Well, that's okay. My friend, Little Louie, said it was awesome. Is Little Louie a liar? Does he have a snot coming out of his nose? I remember there was this kid named Louie in elementary school. And what he would do is, first off, this was in the Northeast. Sometimes the kid would have snot in his nose, but he had like one of those big poofy jackets, that poof out. He would turn it the other way and look out one of the holes and chase after the girls. This was in second grade. And it was terrifying, dude. No one wanted to mess with Louie. That kid was a weirdo. I wonder what ended. He's probably in jail now. He's probably in jail. Anyways, Nintendo, get your shit together. Get your shit together. This is ridiculous. And you're just capping the game at the knees. Let me know if you had success pre-ordering Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD at other retailers. And if so, let people in the comments section know that want to pick up these games where they could potentially pre-order a physical copy. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.